This year has been really, really crazy, but seriously, since I've been a baby, this is something that I've always had in me, and I just kind of knew in the back of my mind that it was going to happen. I mean, I didn't say, oh, this is going to happen, but I mean, I dreamed and I hoped for it like forever since I was a baby, so it's just like a dream come true. I hope I never wake up. So.
And what about those 2 Grammy nominations? I know that has to be, we were talking earlier, that had to be like the thrill of a lifetime.
That's like the ultimate, seriously. It really is. I remember like 2 years ago, I was at home watching the Grammys with my mom and my dad. This is before I got my record deal. And I said, just jokingly, I was like, one day I'm going to be up there, and we were all laughing. And so then I called my mom after I got nominated, and she was like, oh, she was so happy. Now the Grammys is just like such an accomplishment just to be nominated, and such an honor, seriously.
You said you're going to take your parents this year.
Yeah, this is going to be the first event for my dad to go to. So he's going to be so excited. And my mom, she gets so stoked just getting dressed up. So we're going to have fun.
What is going on in your life right now?
You know what? I try not to think about it. At the same time, when they tell me stuff like that, it's kind of overwhelming. I'm like, oh my God, wow, I feel so thankful and everything. But I try not to think about it too much because it makes me a little nervous for some reason, you know? I just try to be Britney, you know, and be me, and hopefully people accept that, you know? So.
When do you think you realized that this was happening, that you kind of had reached the stratosphere?
Probably my first show with this tour. Like the last tour I did, it was a good show, but it was a theater tour, you know. But this show was, you know, the first time I've been able to play like 18,000 people, you know, in front of them, and it's just like, when I was able to do that, that was my goal, you know, to be able to play in front of those kind of crowds. And last year, the Billboard Awards as well. When I went to an award show and I won, all of my idols were there, you know, like Madonna and Jennifer Lopez were sitting in the front row, and I was getting all these awards. I was like, oh my God, you know, it was so cool, it was surreal.
When did you walk out in public and people started going crazy for the first time? When was that, and what was that experience like?
The first time that happened?
Yeah.
Ooh. Actually, I was in New York, and I was walking down the street, and they were doing TRL. And I didn't even know what TRL was at that time. Me and my friend Felicia, my assistant, we were just walking down the street, you know, walking in New York, whatever. And there was a load of fans outside, and all of a sudden they say, Britney, you know, da-da-da, there she is. And I was like, what? You know, and my video, Baby One More Time, had just been on TRL for like 2 or 3 weeks. But they recognized me because they were like TRL fanatics, you know. And they're like, Britney, come here, oh my God, come here. And they were, I mean, I was like, oh my lordy, they recognized me. Oh my, it felt so weird. And at first, you know, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. You know, they think I'm famous and whatever. But now it's still flattering, but at the same time, sometimes it's, you know, it gets kind of annoying, like when you're trying to eat supper with your family, you know, and you're just there for your sister's birthday, and people keep on coming up to you and like asking you for your autograph. It's just funny how then it would have been so cool, you know, but once you get used to it after a while, it's kind of, I think it's a little overwhelming sometimes.
I wasn't flipping off my fans at all. I love my fans. We got off the plane, and the paparazzi and all the camera crews, they were like, we almost got in 4 wrecks on the way to the hotel. And they were getting out, and they were shaking the vans, and they were really getting a little bit out of hand. And we were, you know, we were in danger, basically. And I gave them the finger because I was not happy with that. So, but it was not my fans. I love my fans.
You've been quoted as saying that I'm human and I get mad too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like sometimes people expect you not to be human?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. It was just, I think it was my defense mechanism. I was just like, go away.
Right.
So.
There's so many young kids who look up to you. Do you regret having done it at all now?
You know what? I think it's a blessing that people look up to me like that. I don't know what they see, but it's very, very sweet. But like I said, I'm human, you know, and I mean, I'm not the type of person who want to go out and do anything crazy. I don't think, you know, flipping your finger is not the nicest thing in the world, but I think it was just me basically protecting myself.
More movies. I would love to do more amazing albums, win an Oscar, everything.
Really? You want to do that much acting?
Yeah.
That you could, how much do you want to transfer from the music world to the movie world?
I'd like to do it all, you know. I'd like to go back and forth, do everything.
Is there anything that you would want to do over? You've got so many proud moments. Anything that you could go back and...
No. Mm-mm.
Everything you would keep the same?
Yeah.
Why? Because you, even if there's things that you say, which you've said many times, that there are certain things that you wish you hadn't done.
Well, I think that there's some things that you wish you hadn't done, but I think you learn from those things, and you just kind of, I mean, I wouldn't be the person that I am today, and I wouldn't, you know, I think hardships sometimes are good for people.
How do you feel like you have grown up and everything that you've had to experience and your life being in such a fishbowl, how do you think that you've grown up in the past few years?
I think just, you know, my dedication and going through things, sometimes hardships in the public eye, it kind of makes you a little bit more wake up and be aware and just kind of, I don't know, it makes you want to be a better person for other people and just like even the fans out there. And, you know, that's inspiration for me. Like it just, I don't know. And I think just growing up and having a major support system around me has made me like, it's amazing. It's very cool.
How does your mom, I just love seeing you with your mom so much and holding hands and magazines and stuff like that. How does your mom, when she knows that you're going through some things and you know, the things that you've talked about that have been tough, which I think you've handled very well, but how does she play as far as the support?
She's amazing. She is awesome.
Words can't, you know, words can't explain. And that's all I can, you know, it's amazing. It's
I
awesome.
can tell.
I'm
You
very
have a whole
blessed.
different glow to you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, you really do.
Oh, well, thank you.
You said something that really caught my attention in People magazine where you said, I didn't realize I could sing till after I had the baby. What did you mean by that?
Well, I just felt like you get to a point when you start singing for, you know, it's like a job and you know, which you love. But I started singing with him in a way where I really enjoyed it. And I think when you really enjoy something, it sounds so much better.
You're right. The passion's different.
The passion's different, exactly. So I think that's probably what happened.